grew up in the church. I grew up a person of faith, and so I never thought of it as just nature. I thought of it as creation. I thought this is the handiwork of God. There's a lot of things you can measure. There's a lot of things you can quantify, but there's truth that's beyond just that dimension as well. I didn't know how I could necessarily combine my passion for science with this dimension that was really important to my life, a life of faith. And when it was time to start to look for jobs after I finished on my PhD, I really felt God was calling me to SPU. Man, 18 years later, I can't imagine peeling myself away from this place. I think I have the best job in the world. I get to work with students every day. We've got opportunities at our Blakely Island Field Station where we can give these undergraduate students educational and research opportunities that I didn't have until I was in grad school. One of the wonderful things about teaching students at SPU is we're in small groups a lot, and you start to build this trust. Whether they're meeting in my office or for coffee or we're walking in the field, I get to have these conversations with them. There's a lot of intersection between faith and science that these students are wrestling with. And one of my favorite things about SPU is we're not necessarily just going to tell you this is the right answer. We're going to help you think through things.
I see the world differently now after 4 years at SPU. It was one of the first places that I heard that faith and science can coexist at the same time. And something that Dr. Long has definitely taught our class is works of science or doing your passions, that is an act of faith. Like, I can go out into the field and I can produce research and I can work to conserve nature, and that is part of faith, and that can be an act of worship towards God.
We have so many unique opportunities available to us. Seattle is a leader in so many realms. We've got the perfect combination of the ability to serve in the city, but also the ability to serve in creation. And a lot of our students who have fallen in love with Seattle want to pour right back into the city of Seattle.
When I'm walking through the city, I feel inspired. Seattle is unique because it's urban, but you're surrounded by different aspects of nature. Moving into these urban spaces with an ecology degree is interesting, especially when you're in the heart of the city and talking about conservation and why it is so very important.
You know, we're in the lab, we're in the field, we've got data, and we can stay very easily in the theoretical realm or in the hard sciences realm. But one of the things that I love to do and have the opportunity to do at Seattle Pacific is, now that we're learning how these ecosystems work, what does that mean? And specifically, what does that mean for our neighbors? If you're concerned about social justice, we should also be concerned about environmental justice. They're synergistic, they work together.
I think creation care is really important, and it's definitely emphasized at SPU. We talk a lot about not having domination over creation, but instead having dominion and having the responsibility of being stewards.
Genesis 2:15 says, "The Lord God took the man, placed him in the garden to tend it and to keep it, to protect it and to serve it." And I really think that's our calling, to be gardeners, to take care of the world that God put us in. SPU already has these connections to some fantastic places that we can give students experiences at SPU that they just can't get anywhere else. We can combine top-notch science education but have Christian theology woven throughout everything that we do. So when we produce our graduates, when these folks go on, they don't just have all the scientific knowledge that they need to succeed at the next level. They have this biblical knowledge, they have this motivation that they've been able to foster and cultivate over their years at SPU, and they're ready to go out and make a difference in the world.